This is Julianne Price with Life Edit and Design, and today we are just going to dive in a little bit onto Notion covers and icons. So if you're using Notion for business, even if you're using it for personal, I think a lot of people lose the benefit of the covers and icons and what it can really do for you. So I wanted to spend a few minutes on this short tutorial just to give you some ideas of how you can go even further. So when you're looking at your covers and icons, just remember the very first thing, the reason why people gravitate to Notion in the first place is that it's so visual and that your covers and your icons really help you do some visual organization. And we're going to dive into mine in just a minute. So let's look at them. So dive into my Notion a little bit and see what, when you see these icons, it's a very quick way for you to see kind of what database you're in or what pages you're in. So there's a lot of visual and there's a lot of fun too with this, but also your covers help you see what pages you're on. So very quickly, without having to go too deep into it, like right there is your projects. And I see so many people who don't use this, that don't have text up here. And again, it's a really easy way for you to see what page you're on and to navigate very quickly through your different pages. So I just find that, don't forget to use this. Yes, you do have the page name here, but for me, my eyes go here first. And so that's what I really like to see is what page I'm on quickly. And you can also navigate here. But again, I just love having the little icons that kind of give me some clues as to what page I'm on. And sometimes I'll just use the icon alone. So here I'm just using the icon to get to the page. I'm not using so much the words itself. So I like having just a little bit of icons here to get me to move through my pages quickly. And again, the cover kind of lets me know what page I'm on and also helps set the frame for what I'm doing on that page. So if we go back to our workshop here, so it's the visual organization, but it's also the navigation, being able to move quickly through your pages. And then don't forget the appeal. Again, we use Notion because we're visual creatures and we want pages that are pretty. Why wouldn't you do that? And I know some people really like minimalist pages. They don't want their headers to distract them. But again, think about how your style and what you use. But for me, I like to have things very, very pretty and visually appealing. That is why I use Notion, is because I can have color and picture throughout. And I also take that color and I bring it throughout the different pieces of the page. So you can see right now we're using purple just because it's fun. Why not? So one of the things that people forget is Notion is meant to make this page look the way you want. When you go into a store and you buy a planner, you buy it because it's pretty, right? You look at the pages and you're like, oh, that appeals to me. Well, why wouldn't you take that same thing and carry it through your covers and your icons and really have some fun playing with your page? So that's kind of the first thing, is it's really going to help you navigate your page and make your page more appealing. So let's dive into the next one. It's also about, when you're using Notion for business, it's about your customers. And the customers are you, right? You're using the planner. And then if you're using a client portal, it's also about your clients. So how can you take what you're doing with covers and icons and really make things better? So first for you, using the goal, a mantra, or a theme. Let's look at these three things that I've carried out in my own Notion database. So this is my theme right now. This is really what I want to focus on. And so you can see it's summer of 23 that I'm recording this, but this is the focus. And this is just kind of reminding me. So every day when I get into my daily page, there's a reminder of what I want to focus on. And as your day is going on and things are getting kind of crazy and you're getting kind of bogged down in different things, you can always go back up and see that here's this focus, and it kind of helps ground you back into what you want to be thinking about. And then also this purple theme for me is very calming. So again, I'm using visual clues to help set the mood and set the focus. And I haven't quite updated these yet, but these were all my spring headers. So throughout my database, I was using seasonal things. So I had the nice spring, it was relaxing, it was calming, but it was also that, kind of bringing in the new energy, new growth, new ideas. So that's very important to me. And here's one of my old ones I hadn't updated, which was my fall theme. So I had kind of the fall and I had that kind of harvesty feeling going on. So it just shows you how you can kind of do things that are going to help you feel energized and excited about working on your database and bring in some of that seasonality and appeal to it, right? This is all about you enjoying your planner and getting into your planner and loving it. So your goal, your mantra, your theme is a great way to use this. And also for your clients, how are you using those covers for your clients? So be thinking about that branding. So if you want this is my business, this is my personal page, so it doesn't have the branding. But over here, like say we're doing this, you'd want your branding to be very on key. So when your clients are in here, so let's go actually to a client one, you would want this to be more in touch with your brand. What is it that you're trying to have customers identify with? So you might have a custom logo that is some kind of like a a square motif of your branding identification. And then you might have something else here, but you want to keep your branding front and center. If they're using your client portal, you want them to be thinking about your brand and be aware of who you are when they're on there. So that's one of the key components. The other is that personal touch. So the way that we just talked about over here in my own planner, how I was using the this kind of motif of kind of what I want to be focused on. Well, when you're doing this for your clients, why not do that as well? If you're working with them and you're a coach and you're goal setting, why not remind them of what it is that they said that they wanted? Use this space for their own personal touch of, what is the focus they want? What is the goal? What are they going after? What is it? Your work together, what's the outcome of that work together? So why not use the covers for that? And it does take a little extra time. I get it. You have to go in and make covers. But that doesn't, once you have a layout that kind of maybe the icon is your brand and you have some kind of simple graphic background and then you just change this could take you a matter of seconds, and then you change cover. It's really not going to take that big a deal. So it could be part of your onboarding for every new client. After you've had your intake session, you kind of update this and you give them that personal touch, because it's going to mean a lot. It's going to set you apart from other coaches that, wow, I get a client portal and it's personalized to me. And again, it's that engagement with you, and engagement with the branding. So you might even want to, if you really want to go crazy, update this as the progress is going. You could even put a visual that looks like a progress bar that shows where they're moving towards their goals. So if you're a fitness coach and you're helping them, either lose weight or gain muscle mass or something like that, you could even put a little progress bar up here that obviously it's not going to be dynamic. You have to manually update it, but you could show them that where they are in their journey if they're moving towards the goal. Why not use this as a motivational piece and engage them with the whatever topic you're working on? Really like just encouragement, whatever you want. You can do so much with these covers, and I think people forget and they just leave them static and you forget about them, and that you're really losing out on some of the power of Notion with that. And so final things to think about in this short video is the device that your customers are interacting on. So if you're doing website development, they're probably on a desktop. But if you're doing some kind of personal coaching or fitness and tend to be on an iPad or on a phone, you have to remember that that Notion on the phone is going to cut off all of your sides, right? It's only going to do your center. So as you're doing things, make sure that this center piece is where your messaging is. It's a little bit limiting in that regard. Like you want to be able to use the whole header, but that's only for people who are going to be on the desktop interacting. Once it gets to iPads, tablets, smartphones, it's really going to be down to the center. So be thinking about what device that they're using so that their messaging stays true and that they can see it. And then also think about the seasonality. So remember, I just showed you how I have different seasons. I still haven't updated them all yet. But think about making things fresh for your clients and fresh for you by just basing on the seasons and having holiday ones. I think I still have some holiday ones kind of tucked away in here, right? So here's a holiday one where I had a cute graphic and I had a cute little guy. And if I don't use this page right now, then I don't go back and update it. I don't drive myself crazy. So I only go into the foundation really at the end of the year, and that's why you can see that it's kind of that Christmas theme, but I haven't gone back to it yet. So why mess with it? Don't make yourself extra work. If it's a page you're not using right now, leave the old themes there. Maybe when you come back to that page, it'll be that theme again. But make it fresh for you. Why not? This is when you buy a static planner, like you can't change the theme as the seasons go on or as your interests change. Notion lets you do that. Take advantage of what Notion allows you to do and really have some fun with it. And then the final consideration is updating, because I always update my theme. I go back here and I update this a lot because with time, you forget, you stop seeing it, right? It just kind of blends in to the background. So I'm constantly either I change the font or I just change the words or whatever, but I'm always updating this because your eyes tend to kind of not see anymore after a while. They get used to it and they stop seeing it. So you want to be able to update this on a regular basis. And the same thing for your clients. Why not update it as you're moving through? Again, we talked about the progress bar, or if they've shifted their focus or they've gotten clearer on something, or they've had a big win and you want to celebrate the win. Update this, constantly have things going fresh, again, because their eyes are going to get used to seeing it as well, and they'll stop seeing things over time. So that's it for this short video. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the Etsy shop where we have all of our business planners for you. And again, I'm always doing content like this to help you get more value out of it, to update your client perspectives and have them really enjoy working with you and up-level your business and just have fun with Notion. So that's it. We'll see you next time.